العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Praise be to Allah, the cherisher, the nourisher, and the sustainer of the world. Peace and salutations be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa qaddam min lisani yafqahu qawli. O Allah, open up my heart and ease my task and untie the knot of my tongue so that they understand me. I acknowledge the presence of your revered teachers, and I really appreciate your presence here this fine morning, and thank those who work behind this special session to discuss or to debate the controversial topic that has been out there on the news for for more than a week now. Before I go down to the topic, I would like to add you something. This topic is not something new. This is as old as our freedom struggle. It dates back to early 1900s. And we know that past is past. History is the story of the past. What went wrong there, we can't rectify it. Gone is gone. But history teaches you lessons. History gives us guidance that whatever wrong events took place in the community or in our personal life should not be repeated. That's why we are reading history. We are focusing on history just to avoid repetition of mistakes. So there is no much point in talking over and over about something that actually took place years back. We can't switch back to the past. But still, there are elements in our community, there are elements in Indian community, who actually spread the wrong concept, even wrong ideology. Now, as you learn from the welcoming address by one of your friends, that, just one Singh was expelled from his party on account of the book he published. The High Command, or let's say the committee, they met in Shimla under the title Chintan Baitak, a brainstorming session that took place in Shimla. And Jaswant Singh was not even called for the meeting, and he was not asked for any explanation for what he had written. But instead, the Chintan Baitak came to a conclusion that he has done something against the core ideology of Bharatiya Janata Party. That was the statement. Advani and the other guys, the top gun, they produced a press release stating why they took that very, very strict action against a person like a senior leader like Jaswant Singh. Their statement said that he and his book is totally against the core ideology of Bharatiya Janata Party. So what is their ideology? They call it core ideology. First thing they say, in his writing, he demonized Patel, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He treated him, he portrayed him as a mean character in the saga of modern Indian history. That was one of the things. They say, Bharatiya Janata Party believes the first Home Minister of India, free India, independent India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He is the icon and beacon of united India. But unfortunately, Patel was not part of the Sangh Parivar. Patel was not part of RSS or BJP or whatever those days. He was the first person. When he was the Home Minister, he banned RSS. Though later on he said that I don't find anything wrong with RSS, but he was forced to do it under the instruction of Jawaharlal Nehru. Anyway, BJP hails or upholds Patel just because they say he united India. Okay, for argument's sake we say, okay, yes. Then they say, in Jaswant's book, Jaswant what he called Vs Jinnah, and Jaswant even was polishing Jinnah and portrayed Jinnah as he stood for the united India. He said it was not his agenda of dividing India in two, Pakistan and India. But he was forced to do so, as you learned from the welcoming speech. So that was also something that a BJP senior figure or even a member should be ever doing. That speaking in favor of the Pakistani leader or the Muslim League leader Jinnah. That's the second thing, leveled against things. Okay. See, I'm talking about Bharatiya Janata Party now. They say their core ideology now is upholding Patel as an icon of united India. And they say keeping Jinnah as a devilish figure, as an evil spirit in the history of India, that is also the ideology of BJP. So whoever speaks in favor of Jinnah is committing a blasphemous sin. He straight away become a traitor. We the Muslims, I just, to be honest, I don't agree with the reference that was casually, not knowingly maybe, made by our welcoming speaker, that Jinnah didn't want a westernized India. He stood for Islamic principles. That's why he went against Nehruvian policies. That's totally wrong. Sorry for opposing. With all the due respect for all of you, I do not subscribe to that fact. Jinnah was ever for Islam. Jinnah was ever for Muslims totally. Jinnah was from top to bottom a westernized figure. He didn't have much religion in his way of life. He didn't have that Indianism in him as Nehru, whatever. Patel, Gokhale, Gandhi, as Maulana Azad, Frontier Gandhi, Khan, Abdul Ghaffar Khan. They are all, to some extent or to the larger extent of their life, they are Indian. Okay, let's leave Nehru for a while. Nehru has got some contradicting aspects in his life. But Jinnah was nowhere there. He was a totally westernized person. His commitment to the religion is very, very low. Of course, he was a very, very veteran politician, a very committed man, and he was so strong and so much, his self-esteem was so high that he wanted to accomplish whatever he stood for. Even when he was hiding his fatal disease, Jinnah was all his life, the later stage when he was, in the forefront of Indian independence struggle and the call for partition. All this time, Jinnah was struggling from a killing disease. It is reported by his personal physician, family, his doctor, that Jinnah was moving with a heart that has been, that has become almost like a sponge with holes, so full of holes in his heart. He was running on tablets. If any single day, he couldn't live without tablets, without medicine. But still, he was hiding that reality, thinking that, even exposing his ill health may affect his success. So he was such a powerful person. I really appreciate some aspects of Jinnah. But from an Islamic perspective, there is not much thing to emulate in Jinnah. You know the stories of his marriage to a Parsi girl, Ruti, and his way of life. He was educated in the West, and he was for the West. He said himself, it is reported that whenever he has his tensions and stresses going up, all he could do was recite some of the soliloquies from famous Shakespearean tragedies. He used to read it in a resonant, reverberating voice. He used to read it out. When he read it out, he used to calm himself down. Nowhere we heard that he was ever reading Quran or promoting